welcome. This is Markus Termin at the 12th of March 2025. The moon just entered the sign of Virgo, is now in one line with the fixed star of Regulus. Entering Virgo means that the moon is in its pre-full moon position, which you all know is one of those important eclipses. At the same time, the Sun is now in perfect conjunction with Saturn. Some call this a Cassini position. I don't, because I see Cassini positions only with planets in front of the Sun, crossing the Sun, retrograde in front of the Sun, in between Earth and Sun. So I don't think this is a Cassini. The combination of Saturn and Sun right away leads to the first attempt of a real ceasefire, or ceasefire, how do they say, in the Ukraine. Now, we must not believe that this is done by free will, whatever, ceasefire is always welcome for the losing part of military conflicts, as people say, but the losing part is the Ukraine right now, and the other side is grabbing back the land in its own motherland, how they say. Astrologically, we have seen this surprise attack of the one part which crossed a tunnel of 15 kilometers length, to show up in the back of their enemy. And tunnel phenomenons are usually connected to eclipses. And this is one of those miracle examples of the tunnel effect of the eclipse that is coming up at the 14th. Remember, an eclipse is not just a one-day energy. We feel that approaching, and we feel that going away in a very, very strong way. It's plutonic, it's changing, and now with the Sun-Saturn connections, at least one party is forced to the table to negotiate. Now, we must not take the path to peace for granted, because whenever something builds up as a war, there's so much interest and so much corruption in there that this is a heavy train to stop. But it's at least a first step. I'm pretty sure that the Russians won't take any negotiations by the Ukraine side that fast, because they are on the winning side. They need borderline that can be secured for future times as well. They are not just going to stop in the middle of nowhere if they are just succeeding right now, and everybody knows that. But at least it's one single point. This is the connection of Saturn and the Sun. In individual charts, the connection of Saturn and Sun leads to personalities with more seriousness, sometimes a lack of self-assuredness, because the connection to the Sun, which is the most important flashlight in our chart, is covered by Saturn in a certain way. Also, we do have today the friendly connection of Mercury and Venus in the side of Aries, which is also favorable for negotiations, because after all, Aries is the sign of the warrior. But don't get yourself wrong, especially those of you who are interested in peace. The war machine running, especially those in the how do they call that, the newspaper war rooms, and all those people who are interested in making a profit from the war, is not just to stop there in one day. There has to happen much more, but it's one first single step, and why not face this on the positive side. For those of you who try to use astrology on their personal path of the growing of consciousness, the Sun-Saturn connection is always a reason for get serious. You know, get it clear somehow. Get things into your mind. Stop fooling around. Stop losing yourself into illusions, like so many people do these days. You know, we have to look out in the skies. We have to be and stay on a realistic path at the same time. Thank you very much for listening today. This is Marcus Termin at the 12th of March 2025. You can get in contact to have a personal consultation, which is not that expensive. Use this mail address up here and we will connect. We have a Zoom talk, we do a recording. It's very professional. See you these days.